It reflects the predicament of the left front in Kerala, that you have an 87-year-old man who's your best chance of coming back to power. You don't want him to get a ticket. The party denies him a ticket initially, but then you realize there's so much of a groundswell of support in his favor that you're forced to give him the ticket. Even though it's way past his retirement age, you don't have any other option apart from banking heavily on V.S. Achyutanandan.
You see, when the party state secretary Pinarayi Vijayan read out the list of candidates of CPIM, the name of Comrade V.S. was there. We have had different levels of discussions and debate. Media was trying to read too much into the discussions we had at different levels. So in the first list of the CPIM itself, Comrade V.S.'s name was there. Now I have to very briefly comment about the campaign that during the last 5 years of LDF government, nothing much has happened so far as the overall growth and development of the state are concerned. It's absolutely unfounded argument. The number of houses built and given under EMS total housing program. Kerala is the only state where district after districts are totally electrified. Can Mr. Manishankar Iyer and Shashi Tharoor tell me whether there is a single district in any state of India other than that of Kerala where total electrification has been achieved? And I can dish out the achievements of the LDF government during the last 5 years, one after another. And there is lot of claims being made about the rural employment guarantee scheme. But for the pressure and efforts of the left, the rural employment guarantee scheme would not have been implemented. The Prime Minister, the Planning Board Vice Chairman, the then Finance Minister, all of them were opposed to the implementation of rural employment guarantee scheme, implemented by the first UPA government, which was supported by the left.
Okay.
And it was by a protracted struggle of the left that rural employment guarantee scheme was implemented.
So, but how much of an issue is the internal strife in the left likely to be? The fact that V.S. Achyutanandan has very potent internal opposition.
Well, it is obviously a factor, and I think in Kerala, where the left in particular takes its internal schisms rather seriously, this suggests, an old guard versus the new guard. I'm putting it in very, very simplistic terms, but there is a factor of that. And by and large, the gut sentiment of the left inclined voters seem to be in favor of Achyutanandan. But, there was a larger point which Mr. Tharoor made, which I think is very, very important, which is that today, most states are not short of resources. I mean, it will be difficult to find states apart from perhaps one or two in the northeast, which are really short of resources. What election and what politics has boiled down to is the management of these resources. It's not even necessary that all the revenue is raised from that particular region. So the entire ball game of politics and what constitutes governance, what constitutes politics, has undergone or is undergoing a subtle shift, and in some places more than others. And I don't know how much of this is going to be reflected in Kerala, because in Kerala what you had is this seesaw pattern and a perennial level of dissatisfaction, with a permanent level of dissatisfaction with the incumbent. So how do you break this mold? In other parts of India, incumbents find it easier to get re-elected.
Oh.
In Kerala, they don't.
Absolutely. And